All right. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. This is your host, Crystal Jordan with Reality Check. And we are here. You guys know what time it is. I know you already know. We are here. Ready to Love is back. We've been talking about the beginning of the season. And tonight we have one of the guests from the fourth season of Ready to Love Houston. So you guys already know it's going to be a great show. I can't wait to get into this. I hope everyone is off to a great week. It's Monday, the very first day of the week. So remember, if your day did not start out amazing, you still have time to turn your week around. It's not too late. Make sure that you go to bed tonight with the utmost promise to yourself that you're going to wake up and turn that week around tomorrow. If you had a great Monday, you're going to pull that energy through and make sure that you keep it through for the rest of the week. But I got to get my guest in here. He told me he just got off work. He's ready to talk. He's excited about this conversation. You guys, please help me welcome the very handsome Khalel to Reality Check.
Hi, everybody. How y'all doing? Good.
Welcome, Khalel. Welcome, welcome. So you are our very first guest from this season of Ready to Love. Now, I'm going to tell you just to kind of give you a little bit of a background on this show. All of our viewers love Ready to Love. In fact, you guys are watching right now. Make sure you go ahead and share, because they love this conversation. I think that there are a lot of people that are dealing with dating right now, and the show allows us to kind of see it through other people's eyes, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So you let us know from your perspective. Before we even get into dating, let's just talk a little bit about Khalel. Let's get to know a little bit about Khalel
Okay.
before we even talk about what led him to Ready to Love. I was going to ask you, what type of music are you into? We just saw this great versus battle with like the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind and Fire. So out of those two, who did you have as winning the versus battle if you had a chance to see it?
Oh, I didn't get a chance to see it, but I'm gonna go with Earth, Wind, and Fire. Not
Okay.
because I don't like the Isley Brothers, but I feel like Earth, Wind, and Fire has like that little bit of element of funk
Yeah.
into it, and I like that element of funk. I think the Isley Brothers are just so smooth,
Yeah.
And I'm not necessarily with the smooth. I like a little bit of kick in
You
my
like
music.
to get down. You like to get down a little bit with it.
Yeah. I do. I like to get down.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I thought that. I mean, what iconic groups? Give us like, okay, so what about in your car right now, to and from work? Who's on? Who are you listening to? What's the soundtrack to your days right now?
Right now I have one of my favorite guys, and everybody loves him, is Tupac. I've been listening to some Tupac. I listened to like one of his new, well, it's an older song, but it's kind of it's a song that you don't listen to hear very much. It's called Nothing to Lose. It's pretty good.
Okay, I know
I
that
like that.
song.
Yeah, that one's bumping really hard. I feel like how did we miss that? That was a really good song. I listened to that. I'm definitely a Two Chainz fan.
Okay,
I do like Two Chainz. I'm trying to let Migos grow on me.
that was a large jump. That was a big jump. It went Tupac, Two Chains, and Migos. I was not prepared for the.
Yeah, that's where I'm like trying to figure it out myself. Like, how did that happen? Because I'm trying to I don't want to be so caught in the old school, but
Yeah,
I can't hear the new school. So I
yeah.
try to listen to that. Probably my favorite MC, one of my favorite, like some of my top five MCs would be like Lupe Fiasco.
Okay.
I would say Andre 3000, obviously Outkast. Can't lose with that. I
Yeah.
like Real Conscious, Tribe Called Quest. Got to do
Okay.
some Tribe. Got to do some Tribe. Black Thought is a monster. He
Yeah.
is awesome from the roots. Those are a few of the guys that I like to listen to when I'm trying to get my mind right.
Okay.
As far as like R&B, I'm kind of stuck on Snow Allegra right now. She's jamming pretty hard to me. Who else would I say that's getting? Yeah, she's leading the pack right now. She's pretty
Who would
good.
you put on if you're planning a romantic evening, right?
Ooh,
You
yeah.
got the lady coming over, you fixing the food. She comes into the living area. You got the candles lit.
Mhm.
Who is playing to help her get in the mood for the evening?
Daniel Caesar.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I mean, my man is killing it, man. He is killing it. He's a young cat, but he is destroying it,
He
man.
is
He's
dope.
really
He is
good.
really dope. He is
Pretty good.
dope.
It's pretty good.
Okay. I like that. I like it. A lot of people are supporting you. You got a lot of people that are tuning in that were Khalil fans. One says Sean Luna says Khalil was one of the only real guys on the show. He's a solid brother. People are
All
loving
right, Sean. I appreciate that. That's what's up, man. Good looking out.
it. They're showing you love, but that is I'm impressed with your choices because you're very diverse. You're able to, we definitely Outcast, Tribe Called Quest, but then also being able to mix it up with
Yeah.
Snow Allegra. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now we all, I think I'm still kind of in shock over hearing about DMX passing because I feel like we just saw him and Snoop on Versus, and
Yeah.
I know we didn't. I know it was a little while ago, but COVID, pandemic kind of has us feeling like time was like it was just passing. We were all at home. Do you have any thoughts? Were you a DMX fan?
Very much so a DMX fan. I mean, I remember going to see him at the Summit, and people from Houston will know what the Summit is. It's where the Rockets played way back in the day.
Okay.
He had the Rough Rider concert, and like Eve was there, and Jay-Z. I'm embarrassed to say I didn't even know who Jay-Z was at the time. I was
doing his thing. Don't be embarrassed.
I mean, I was a Method Man, Redman fan, DMX fan for sure. I mean, we all wanted to see the Rough Rider tour, so it was cool. So I was very shocked to hear about it passing for sure.
Yeah. Well, you sound like we really we liked you already. We like you even more after hearing your music choices. So that's a good thing. So did you grow up in Houston?
I did. I'm a Houston native. I am. I've been here pretty much all my life. Yes.
Okay. All right. So you would be a good person to ask because I'm here in Atlanta, and we know that initially Ready to Love started in Atlanta. And I'm telling you right now, Khalil, Atlanta is a horrible dating city. And it's just, there are a lot of beautiful people here, a lot of very successful people here, but it's just a lot of choices. It's a lot of choices. And I think it's more entertainment and professional driven as opposed to family driven, right? So you got a lot of people doing a lot of things that aren't necessarily focused on making real connections. So I think that's why Atlanta gets such a bad rap. I have friends in Houston. I have very good friends in Houston because I went to college and grew up part of my life in Oklahoma. So I've got a lot of friends in Texas. A lot of my college classmates moved to Texas after they graduated. But I don't know about the dating scene there. So tell us, what is the dating scene like in Houston?
Houston is kind of becoming an Atlanta then. I mean, there's beautiful people in Houston. There's some beautiful women here. I mean, I just like, sometimes I'm like, wow. I mean, it has changed so drastically from like I want to say from my 20s and 30s till now. Like it has changed drastically. I don't know what made that change. I don't know how it happened, but there's a lot of wonderful, beautiful women. However, like you said, there's a lot of options.
Right.
And I think that's where we get caught up is there's too many options, and then people get really picky and then they end up pick. And then they realize, oh no, I'm alone. Right. Yeah. I'm like 40 something and I don't have anybody. So that's what happens. I think what happens to all of us is we feel like we have so much time, abundant time, and then we overlook some of the great people. We don't want to settle. And that's definitely how the scene is here in Houston. People are very much so into looks, into money, and there's sometimes in the scene there's a missing of organicness. There's like this, like people don't have that, like, man, I want to know Miss Jordan for who she truly is versus
don't call me Crystal, Khalil.
Crystal, my bad.
I'm older than I already am, but I appreciate the seven.
Okay, my bad.
Bring it back to Crystal. Let's just bring it back to Crystal.
Okay.
I can't, trust me, Khalil. I'm trying to hold on, and that is pushing me forward. So we want to do that. But I appreciate that a man with honors and know that with honor and a gentleman. I do appreciate that. I want to ask you about your quote. I saw, ladies, if you guys are watching, I always think these interviews are a great opportunity for people to get to know you even more, right? Because on the show, we saw snippets of you, but we didn't get a chance to really see a lot of your personality. So, ladies, Khalil is a Leo. And his personal quote that the show had was, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall." And that was Nelson Mandela. That is a great quote. So tell me, what made you pick that particular quote? for the show?
Well, I'm very much so, and I don't want to say it like I feel conflicted in saying it just because I was raised in a different area, but I'm very, very much pro-black. Like, I think we're in a wonderful time in the world where you can be pro-black, be yourself, but not anti anybody else. And so I definitely have a heart for the motherland. I love the motherland. I feel like we should go and visit where we are from. And one of the great heroes from the motherland is my man, Nelson Mandela. And he had a lot of wisdom in his heart, and he fought hard for what he believed in. And I think one of the things that I struggle in myself is failing and not being perfect. I feel like, as, in the profession that I'm in, and I also had, I went to school for some religious studies here. I feel like there is that air that you can never fail. But I think that in his lifetime and his story, he realized that in failing, he fell forward and grew more than not failing at all. And I think taking a risk, even if you're rejected, whether you talk to this girl and she says no, at least you tried, right? Whether you went on the reality TV show and you got voted off first, at least I tried. I might have got voted off first out of 10, but that's still 10 out of millions. So I can't complain. I made it that far. I made it further than some others. So by me at least trying, at least I'm 1 foot further than where I started.
Absolutely. Yeah. I agree. I got a bit of a feedback for some reason. Okay. Can you hear that?
A little bit. I could turn the volume down on my computer because maybe that's
a little bit, and it could be mine. We'll figure it out. But I like that, and I think that's true. That's definitely true in dating. Which I'm not gonna lie, Khalel. I'm with you. I hate that. Thankfully, I'm a woman, so I don't have to do as much approaching as men do. Some women do, especially here in Atlanta. They have flipped the script. But Taylor Jones asked, "Had you seen previous seasons of Ready to Love prior, and is that what made you sign up for the show?"
I'm going to be real honest. I don't watch TV. Okay. I listen to music. I watch very, very, very little TV. So I really don't watch reality TV as well. So like, not that I don't dislike reality TV. I was just always kind of raised to like, do your own thing. Don't get so fixated on what other people are doing. Worry about what's going on in your life. So that's, that's how I want to answer that. As far as the show, I think it's a great show. So I will say that though.
How did you know about the show and come to actually be a cast this season?
They were recruiting. And so a young lady messaged me and said, "Hey, would you like to try on the show?" And she said, "You look like a handsome man and you might want to try it." And I said, "Sure, why not? It's an opportunity. I don't see what's wrong with that."
Yeah. Okay. Well, before we get into the show, what was your dating? Because if you don't watch TV, we like your music choices, but what was your dating experience leading up to now? How were you meeting women? Had you just got out of a relationship? What was going on in Khalil's dating life before we were introduced to you on Ready to Love?
I tend to, how would I even say? My dating life, it's a really good question. I think about my dating life. And I don't want to say what I said on the show because I think that they pushed that a little hard. I tend to attract young ladies who see my character and see who I am first. And then sometimes
what does that mean?
Oh man. So what does that mean? Okay, how am I trying to say that?
I mean, on the show, we just, you said on the show, you said you tend to date mean girls. You said mean girls. So,
And I wish I wouldn't have said that because, man, listen, they were like, "Oh, you think you flawless? You think you ain't got no?" I do have flaws, but that had been like maybe the sixth young lady I had talked to, and we were speed dating kind of, and so I was trying to gather my thoughts, and they show that clip, so it's like. They didn't show the part where we were laughing together. They didn't show the part where we had some jokes in there. They just showed that little snippet. Yeah. So I won't say mean girls. I will say.
You said mean girls, so just explain what you meant. Because I think that there's two things. I think we say what we really feel.
Yeah.
Then there's more to that. So my question when I saw it, because I was watching it and I was like, he doesn't know the rule. The rule is you can never blame whenever someone asks you what happened in your past relationships, you can't blame the other person. You have to be able to show what you
It's your
did.
fault. It was my
So
fault.
my question to you would be like, why have you been picking consistently the wrong type of women? Or why do you think that you've consistently been picking the wrong type of women?
I had a young lady tell me I was like a light worker. And that's kind of like a light worker, someone who is kind of brought to this world to make this world a better place. I'm not saying that's how I feel per se, but I have a strong desire to help humanity. I enjoy humanity. I enjoy people. Okay. With that said, and I'll tie some other things in there too. But when I look at our community as a whole, right?
Mhm.
We as a community are rebuilding ourselves as Black people. There seems to always be like one type of person, right? So like it's either like this alpha male who's got all the money and he's balling the nice cars. He's the only guy that the girls want. And then the Black girl, she's got to be sassy and have attitude, and she's got to be hard because she's gonna get abandoned. There's that narrative.
Right.
And I try to look past those scenarios when I'm dating a young lady. Like a young lady may have a little bit of.
You have still tap danced around that question. So let's start. Let's attack it from another angle. First of all,
Okay.
if you guys are just joining, we are having a very candid conversation. This, of course, is Reality Check right here on Rolling Out, and we are talking with Khalel. He is our first guest from season 4 of Ready to Love. And this is the great thing about this show and why I think it's so ingenious that Will Packer and I love Tommy put this together is because it really does give all of us a reflection of what we're doing, right? So, Khalel, trust me, what you're doing, what you've gone through, and what you're saying, there's another guy that's sitting out there that's totally in line with you and understands.
Yeah,
and there's
yeah.
women like myself that are like, what? What are you saying? So
what are you talking about? What are you trying to tell me? What are you trying to say?
Yeah, so I want you just to just explain to me because you said Mean Girls. Now, what are you? Let's just start right here. What has been the behavior that you're running into that would make you say Mean Girls? What is the behavior that you're speaking about when you say this type of woman is what you've been running into?
I would say a little bit sensitive, a little bit insecure.
That's not mean though.
But because of that, there's a wall there.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay.
And that wall projects the mean girl energy, even though they may be gorgeous and beautiful and have everything they need in life. I have ran into that. And there's something in me, I'm going to say, that attracts that. There's something in me that attracts that. Yeah. I don't have that same, maybe I don't have that confidence enough. Maybe I'm not outspoken. Maybe I'm too chill, laid back, and they're more high energy, so maybe they feel like there's a match. So I will say that's my flaw, right? That is my flaw. My flaw is I am aloof sometimes, and I sometimes are out there, but I don't want to just go and say, mean girls. I have my own.
Maybe you're attracted to their forwardness and their.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
I do like that. I'm very much attracted to a very strong woman. Very much attracted to a strong woman. Okay. Very much attracted to a woman. And it really doesn't even, to be honest, I wouldn't even say it doesn't bother me that they're mean per se. It doesn't even really bother me. I'm just like, hey, because I'm so laid back.
Later, if they really are mean, it will bite you in the ass later. Now
that's the issue. They don't realize they're mean until it's too late. Like I'm like, hey man, you can't just keep cursing me out in public. You know what I'm saying? We got to calm that down. Later they might be like, oh man, I probably shouldn't have cursed out in public. You know what I mean? But it's just those scenarios. It don't bother me as much. But it's just I realize, oh, I can't maintain this.
Yeah.
For long, like you said, long haul.
Yeah. So what we need to find, Khalel, is a strong woman that is not abrasive, that is appreciative. Because you said something I think is interesting. And I think you're right. Black people, we are not a monolith, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have got to get away from those stereotypes. And I've heard several men say that women seem to have this idea of this alpha male that doesn't take any stuff, that's got a lot of money, that does this. And that's just not everybody, just like every Black girl is not, I don't know, whatever the stereotypes are, none of us are all of those things. And we have to
Yes.
be able to appreciate, different things in different people. There are a lot of women that were very attracted. You're obviously a handsome man. You're a teacher, correct?
I am. I am.
Oh, that's another admirable quality. These are great things. So a lot of times I think, what we think another person is thinking, we kind of project onto them. Could be.
Yeah, could be. Could be.
Yeah. So okay, you've dealt with these women that are a little abrasive.
Yeah, yes, let's use that word because I don't think I'll ever say mean girl ever again. Ever again.
Right.
Ever.
Don't say mean girls. But I think a better way, probably, not that I'm counseling you or anything. We just
Oh,
do
I'll
this.
take it. I can always learn something new. I'll take any advice. I will.
But I think that if you had answered them by saying that I have been attracted to the wrong type of woman, I've been attracting the wrong type of woman, and that's why I'm here, I don't think that would have been a problem. I think the women, because I'm going to tell you, as women, we have a rule. If a man does not immediately take accountability, and men should have that same rule. I don't know if you guys do, because I'm not a part of your thing, but I know for women, we definitely know if a man always blames his exes on the breakup, then he's like, that's a red flag to leave. So if you're saying I just have been making bad choices because, you're attracted to their strength, but you are not attracted to, their insensitive ways, or their abrasiveness or their rudeness or whatever. If they're cussing out in public, that's rude beyond. We can't even, we're not going to talk about that. But I mean, if that's the kind of things that you're dealing with, there is something that you have to realize of why you're picking women that are that way. So so before the show, you decide to take a chance. What is going on in your head when you're thinking, I'm getting ready to meet at least 10 women options? What did you do what was going on in your head? What were you preparing? What did you want the outcome to be from the show?
Wow, that is a really, really good question. I honestly didn't know. I didn't know what the outcome would be because I didn't want to go in with like some huge expectations and then they didn't fall through and then my feelings would be really, really hurt. You know what I mean? So I was just going with the idea that like, if there's someone there for me that likes me for me, then hopefully we make a connection and then hopefully we hit it off.
Yeah. So when you pull up and you guys are there at the big mixer, what's the first thing that went through your head? Because every time we watch it, when we watch it, it just looks like a lot of good looking people. And I don't know, probably me, I would probably be looking and finding the one that I thought was the cutest and probably like zero in on him. But what is going on in a man's mind when you see all these different looking but beautiful women in front of you and all these equally amazing guys? What's the first thing going on in your head?
Wow. The first thing I thought when I walked through was like, wow, this is amazing. This is surreal. There's just so much. It's just unreal. Like you can't imagine like walking when you walk through the door, it's like wonderful scenery and there's people stationed all around on the lawn. And the first thing I thought was like, wow, I can't wait to get to know these young ladies, like who they are.
Yeah.
So I didn't necessarily I wasn't like, man, she's hot or man, she's so fine. I was like, I want to talk to them because I'm more attracted to a woman's mind. So like, I want to know what she's thinking or how she carries herself or what's going on with her. So that was my angle. I don't think that came across well on the screen, but that was what I was thinking. It's like, let me figure out who this person is.
Because even though you are in mind, were there women that did you see? I mean, you had to see some things that made your eyes be like, oh, okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, Khalil, I don't want to call BS.
Yeah, there were some women I was like, whoa, like, okay, y'all, you working it. You look good. You look good, really good. Yes, for sure.
Any in particular that give us your top 3 of women that you thought were the top that connected with you, that you were most attracted to when you first got there?
I thought Liz was very down to earth. I liked her. She was very beautiful. Kyra's very beautiful. Ida, it was a very pretty young lady, is a very pretty young lady as well.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you guys went through, and I did notice now, guys, we were supposed to have Christian here to kind of take some of the heat off of Khalil.
I called him before. I was like, man, what you doing? He's
Christian
busy. Couldn't make it. Couldn't make it.
held out. So all the heat is on Khalil. And I like both of you guys
Yeah.
because both of you guys were very respectful and you had great things to say before the cameras started rolling on the entire group, right?
Yeah.
So I think, and even in the comments, a lot of people are very supportive because you guys seem like real guys. So if you talk to Christian, tell him we definitely were rooting for him. But I noticed that the two of you guys were the ones that were probably the least aggressive
Yeah.
towards the other women. Do you think that that is something that shows up in dating outside of the show? Like women, that maybe you haven't been as aggressive with the women that you want, or would that be something that you think you could, that I don't know, I don't think work on, because I think our personalities are our personalities, but do you think that not being so aggressive hurt you?
For sure. It definitely did. I think the young ladies wanted somebody aggressive that was going to come with them with some lines and some game, like, hey, coming heavy. And yeah, that definitely is something that you need to come with for sure
Right.
for that type of speed dating environment. You want to stand out amongst your peers, and that definitely didn't come with that type of game.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got three there. I have a sneaky suspicion one of those three, I know this tape before, but I think one of those three is probably going to leave pretty quickly. So you probably had another opportunity to shoot your shot at her. Would you consider asking some of the other ladies out after the show?
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I would definitely just try it, and see if they wanted to talk and get to know each other. Yeah, outside of like, a camera crew and a production. Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, a lot of people, Denise just said, I like Khalil and we're hoping that he finds love. What type of woman outside of someone that's very, very strong and forward, what attracts Khalil? Give us maybe like 3 or 4 things that you're attracted to in a woman besides strength, because we know that strength, and we're gonna move forward and not say mean.
Never again. Never again.
Strong, but what are you attracted to? And then what do you think that you need in a partner at this time in your life?
I am very, very much attracted to a woman's mind. Intelligence is very, very, very important to me. I feel like you can be with somebody who's very beautiful, but you have nothing to talk about, and then you're just dead in the water. You want somebody who's smart, who can be your best friend. Somebody who that would probably be my second thing. Smart, easy to get along with. Those are things that are important to me. Well kept, not in the sense of like she got to be dolled up, but it's nice to see. You always want to look at your girl and be like, man, she fine. You know what I mean? Like you want that type of energy. You want to see that type of energy in her. And let's see, what's another character? I think a love of people is very, very important to me. I want someone who is not judgmental, not standing on a hill going, oh, you don't look right here. You don't. Somebody's like, you know what? They just had a bad day. Or you know what? Nobody's perfect. That is a big thing to me because I feel like we are so critical of each other that it takes away from like your own love of self, because you're always looking at someone else's flaws. You don't really love yourself. So I like that about women.
I like that, Khalil. We like you. You're a good guy. Those ladies missed out. I love the idea of someone to be your best friend. Do you want to get married?
Oh, 100%. I would love. It'd be an honor to get married to a queen for sure. It'd be an honor.
So you haven't been married before?
I have been married. Married.
Tell us about that.
Ooh. So I was in a situation where I got into a major car accident and I had a young lady who was kind of standing by my side. She lived in another country. She lived in the UK. She actually kind of flew to Houston to date me at the time and I had gotten an accident. And I was kind of trying to be a tough guy. And she was like, Khalil, you don't look so good. And like they took me to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. They found I had blood clots in my legs. And she, they were like, hey, man, if you live through the night, it's a miracle, And so I did. And I kept going. And I realized in that scenario, I was like, wow, I could die tomorrow. I could die any moment. I better do something about that. I better try to get settled down. And I thought, well, she's a good girl. She's by my side. And we somehow talked about marriage and we got married.
And then did she went and left the country again, correct?
Yeah, she lived in the UK, so she left, and she got me a visa and wanted me to move over there. But I was very, very apprehensive about that, just because I feel like as a man, you don't want to go to a whole nother country with no way to take care of yourself and provide for yourself, and then rely on someone else. So that was challenging for me. So I wasn't able to get past that piece, you know.
Yeah, yeah. That proves that you're willing to take a chance for love. You married someone from the UK that you guys didn't really have a lot of obvious
Yeah.
cultural connections, and then ready to love. So you're obviously very adventurous when it comes to love. That's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, being married to someone from the UK was amazing. I mean, I learned so much about our country and the foundation of it through the British eyes. So it was really interesting to see a lot of those things, and just the country itself is a very, very wonderful, amazing country.
Okay. So you're open to get married again. What about children? Are you wanting to have children? Are you open to dating someone that has children already?
Yes, I would love to have some of my own, because I think I would like to pass some of these genes down. I'm like actually probably the last lot man. Like I got to get on it. Like, all the rest of them are women. They got married off. The last name is ending if I don't make it happen. So I really want to do that and have a kid. And I also am not close to dating someone who has kids. I think that's fun. That's actually a really great experience. It's great to have a bond with the woman that you are in love with, but also love on our kid too. I mean, that's a double bond. So it's a great experience.
Well, I gotta hear people are really appreciating you. We said that you were the good guy that did not have the superficial sheen that the ladies were looking for. And I do think that is I agree. I mean, you seem like a very well-adjusted person. I think for speed dating and TV, there are certain qualities that always do well, but those qualities don't necessarily end well because most people end up going home. And even
Yeah.
couples that do stay together a lot of times don't end up staying together forever. So we wish you well, Khalil. I think that you're going to find an amazing woman. Can you tell people where to find you? Because there may be some women that may see this interview and may want to reach out. Are you open to meeting somebody on social media or after going through this experience?
Yeah, I'm always open to getting to know people and getting to meet somebody. Yeah. I mean, right now I'm new to social media. I'm not very good at it. I'm learning. So the best place you can find me would be on Instagram at I am Khalil Lot. That's where you're gonna find me the most, because that's easier for me to navigate right now, just like messaging wise.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better at Twitter. I think Twitter is it's tough for me. I'm still learning that one. And then I have a Facebook, and so they're all I am Khalil Lot.
And how do you put the last name?
Lot, Lott.
Lott. What subject do you teach, Khalil?
I teach math and science.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
In high school?
Elementary school, believe it or not.
Oh.
Yeah. I've done high school, I've done middle school, but I like elementary because I feel like they still have a fun spirit. They want to learn, they're still inquisitive, and they love life.
They do. I taught first grade for 1 year. I learned I was not supposed to be a teacher, but if I had to teach, I would definitely teach that. Amazing. They are like the most amazing sponges ever, and they're so sweet. So yeah, we love you. We wish you much success, Khalil. I think that well, I want to ask you one last question. Did you learn anything from that short period of time that you were on the show? Is there anything that you learned about yourself or about what you would move forward and do differently in dating from that experience?
I would say I learned, make sure you definitely know your flaws, because they will be magnified for sure. And then don't take it too serious. Like I would see people saying, why did you wear that outfit? Oh my God, I can't believe you wore that. Like, you know what? I just put something on different the next day. You know what I mean? It's not, you learn to embrace your flaws. I also learned that, the world is a really, really, really big place, and there's a lot of wonderful people in it, because I've seen so much. There's been a lot of positive feedback coming in from all over, which is like amazing to me.
Yeah.
So I definitely learned more than anything.
Well, Khalil, you can send us over. Millie says you didn't change a thing. I would have picked him over some of the others. Teachers are amazing. A anonymous person says, I wish him the best. I myself would have been kicked off on the first day so I could empathize. And I got to tell you, Khalil, I would never even have made the cut. Like I am the shyest person when it comes to dating. So I'm with you, and Christian as well. Like I would have been the girl that was so shy with a guy that I was attracted to. I definitely would have got sent home next. So I'm right there with you guys. But we wish you so much success. We'll be watching throughout the rest of the season, and we hope that you'll stay in touch. And maybe towards the end, once you guys all, once it's all said and done, maybe we can have you come back and share your opinion on the rest of the season with us.
For sure. I would love it. I'd be very thankful and very honored to do that.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Khalil. You enjoy the rest of your Monday.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Talk to you later, Crystal. All right.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, I really enjoyed talking to Khalil. That's a really, really good guy. Some of those ladies on Ready to Love really missed out. So definitely be tuned in this Friday. Unfortunately, Christian was AWOL. So hopefully we'll get a chance for him to come in and share with us as well. He had some really great things to say, and I think that he did kind of get the short end of the stick. But as we know, it's television, it's a game show. But I always say that whatever is meant for you will happen for you. So whatever is meant for those guys is right around the corner. God just has a different plan for them. But as far as us, our time is over. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me right here on Rolling Out. Make sure that you like this and share this post so more people can see how cool Khalil was. And actually tune in this coming Friday for more Ready to Love. I know that a woman is going home this week, so we'll definitely have whichever woman gets axed will be with us next Monday. So you guys make sure to check it out. This has been your host, Crystal Jordan, right here on Rolling Out's Reality Check. And I'll see you guys next time.